So it seems like Gabby and JJ are getting a little closer again. What do you think it is about this couple, that makes the characters are drawn to each other?
Well, I think we need to see them as, essentially what they are at the core. They're friends, and I think at the end of the day, especially when you live in the same town, you're gonna run into your friends, you're gonna run into your enemies, you're gonna run into people that you know, and I'm always gonna know JJ. Gabby's always gonna know JJ. Gabby feels like she's always gonna have a friend in JJ. I think they've heard each other. They've then grown from that. So I think there's a level of trust there where they know that they could go to these bad places, but they know that they could be these wonderful individuals. And so there's a very amazing level of friendship there. I think that's what you're talking about in these scenes that happened this last week.
Yeah, I think the JJ Christmas episode, the standalone JJ episode, the work with both of you was amazing in that. How much work did you put into doing that episode, preparing for it?
It's a really hard question to ask because it's just kind of, I don't know. I didn't necessarily, it's not really something you kind of prepare for. You just kind of just go in and do it and just be there for, I don't know. Just know the lines and be in the headspace, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't know.
Well, it was also, we know he's coming back, so I'm not spoiling anything. Matt Ashford, JJ's dad, coming back. So what was it like in December when that JJ episode, when you first worked with him for the first time as your dad? What was that experience like?
Oh, it was extremely heavy.
Yeah.
He has an entrance and he comes in and it's just history from there, really. I don't know. It's super heavy, and I don't know. And the thing is, it's really hard to kind of answer questions because I don't know what I'm thinking or feeling or whatever. It's just a lot. It's kind of how I feel like every scene, really. There's not one thing going on. It's 5 different things, and whatever pops up in the conversation the most kind of almost wins. It's weird. It's so many different things can happen, especially in our scenes. You know what I mean? Where if she gives me a weird look or whatever, it can change fucking everything. I don't know.
I thought you guys had an amazing chemistry right away as father and son. It's we'd never seen JJ with Jack, as you were playing JJ, and the chemistry was there. It was I always believed you guys, that JJ grew up with Jack.
I think what it was, kind of, whenever I look back on bad moments I've had on the show as JJ, it's kind of this wouldn't be happening if my dad was here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a juvenile way to look at things, but that's how I was looking at things, and it's kind of funny, I would picture the scene in my head, and I couldn't picture my dad's face. It would just take me out of it. I had to picture Matt's face. It was weird, and it just worked.
Yeah.
Just worked, because that can go one or two ways. I don't know, it worked.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how JJ is going to be affected with Jack after Jack affected him in so many ways being gone, and then he comes back. What's that going to do? We'll have to see, So Gabby has turned onto the dark side, How I was asking, do you like playing Gabby the way she is these days?
Yeah, I think I enjoy playing Gabby every way that I've ever been on the show. I think Gabby, to me, especially the way that I've developed her, I think she's a complicated, hot mess, and I love everything about her. I think that specifically playing playing a bad girl just gives you a little bit more range to play with, a little bit more variety to work with as far as just mannerisms, just different things that I could do with my voice, or just even conniving manipulation. It's just really wonderful for me to use all these tactics with people, and fun because I know that I would never, as Camila, do these things. So it's fun to just play and just play pretend.
Was it?
Sorry, it's actually funny because when you're a nice person and you just like people, you don't have any tools. You're kind of just there. But when you're evil and conniving, you have so many tools in the book, and that kind of comes out like acting. It's really weird.
It's weird.
I just thought about that.
No, that's interesting. What was it like when the storyline was around where Abby was dressed up as Gabby and you had this other actress wearing a wig like her hair, and did that kind of freak you out a little bit?
It was so bizarre. I mean, I spoke to Marcy about it. It was probably just as bizarre for her as it was for me. And I think it just, at first, we were all kind of like really not understanding where this was coming from, where was this going to lead. Like I've said it in so many different interviews, we are a show that is based on drama. Our show has a genre. Our genre is drama. And that means that if we don't have issues that need to be solved, if we don't have drama, we don't have our show. So, you know, there's a method to the madness. There's a method to the writer's madness. And we sometimes fight it and we're like, oh my God, where is this going to drive me crazy? But then months later, you're like, oh my God, I'm playing this delicious storyline that's filled with all these layers and it's complicated and this and that. Oh, that's what he was doing. Oh, okay.
It was very much kind of like a puzzle when you're seeing the puzzle pieces gradually being put together as to what was going on.
It's so beautiful to see it full circle now and have her act like her DID's coming back and bring in the Gabby. And it's going to play even more within the next couple of months.
Yeah.
You know what? We might be similar when it comes to work, because any material I get from wherever it comes from, I fucking hate it. I can't stand it. I don't want to do this. This is just, I judge it. But then when we get in there, at least you have an opinion, and it comes through. You know what I mean? And rather than just being okay, kind of whatever with it. I feel like that it works really well because we kind of do that.
Absolutely. You use your feelings about it, and you feed the character with your feelings.
I don't even know if it's the feelings of like not like angry feelings, but it just turns something, and it just
Creates energy.
Yeah. And whatever feeling comes from that energy is. You know, it's really interesting, but I judge material. I'm bad, dude.